Enchantress has entered the contest, so let's discuss. So Enchantress enters the contest with a lifesteal, shock, incinerates, cold snap, nullify, neutralize, astrophy, power lock, immunity. She has a lot. She brings a lot to the table, but we'll get into all of that. First up, let's discuss her combo. What is her combo like? Her combo isn't bad. Like, I had fun playing around with her. Learning her spells was a little challenging because she has so many of them, but she wasn't difficult to play. Like, once you get an understanding of certain spells, me personally, I rely on those spells more than I needed to, but they're not that bad. They're easy to do. There's just so many to learn. But overall, playing her, it wasn't clunky, and like she has a lot of utility that you can rely on. So intercepting can be safe, and she has a miss mechanic. She has regeneration, I believe, or life steal. Excuse me, power steal. She brings a lot to the table, and it's a lot to learn, and we're gonna get all into that. So first up, let's talk about her strengths, which is, one thing about her, she has buff control flexibility. Throughout the use of her different spells, Enchantress has access to 3 types of buff control: nullify, neutralize, and astrophy. This gives her extremely wide range, since if any one of these is not available in any given fight, Enchantress can fall back on the other 2. So yeah, she's a versatile attacker, and she can counter a lot of the cosmic champions in the game right now. So I think that she's unique in that way. Another strength she has is power advantage. While its bait potency is quite low, Enchantress' constant power steal slowly adds up to a massive difference in power generation spent over the course of fight, winning the resource war against almost any opponent. Her charm debuff kicks this up to 11 by increasing the potency of all her power steal effects while kneecapping the opponent power gain ability. So yes, she can also steal power. And another strength is long fights. Enchantress' power advantage and resource accumulation level up over the course of the fight to truly godlike capacities. While her spells cast at least once in the fight, she can repeatedly use her SP2 attack to reapply them for incredible control, critical rating, lifesteal, and making her victory all but assured. So much utility she brings to the table. But she also does have some weaknesses. One of her weaknesses is spell concentration. Casting and maintaining so many spells require a clear mind, and being struck in certain ways can cause the Enchantress to lose her hold on certain spells, causing their immediate loss. While fighting on defense, pay careful attention to these triggers and exploit them to undo her web of magic. Be careful though, the effects of certain spells protect the removal triggers of others. So yeah, she has a lot of removal triggers to learn, and it was difficult to keep up with because she has 3 different removal triggers, and trying to figure out which spell she's in is a little bit of a challenge, but once you master it, you'll be great, but it's going to take some time. Another one of her weaknesses is high power usage. While Enchantress has a wide coverage of RPG utility, she often needs to have multiple spells working in conjunction in order to achieve the same results as a champion focused on a single piece of utility. Because of this, she also needs to spend a lot more total bars than the average champions to both access to utility and damage. While she does generate power much faster than most other champions, she is overall quite slow in short fights. So she has all that to say, she has a very slow ramp up, and she's not really good for short fights. The long fights she's great for. And debilitate. As a defender, Enchantress' greatest threat is a damage reflection from her casting spell. The more spells she has active, the more damage she absorbs and reflects. Thankfully, each debilitate on her reduces the threat by an equal amount. Be on the lookout for champions who can keep debilitate on the Enchantress and with a high stake. There's only 3 champions that can do that, which are Luke Cage, Spider-Man, and Night Thrasher, so keep that in mind. One of her immunities is power lock. So she cannot be power locked, but how many champions in the game can power lock anyway? So she can't be power locked, but she has no other immunities besides that. And awaken, like when I was playing her, I didn't think she needed to be awakened, but if she is awakened, she has access to another spell, which isn't a bad thing, but it adds to the long list of spells she already has. Like, she has a new enchantment spell, which is a charm spell, which is up, down, up. Enchantment spells effects last an additional 10 seconds, and another part of her awaken ability is whenever a buff fails to activate on the opponent for reasons other than chance, or they're immune to a damaging defect. Enchantress instantly power steals 4% of their max power as an attacker. The potency is reduced by 75%. So I didn't think she needed to be awakened, but every champion benefits from an awakened ability. And the good thing about Enchantress, like speaking about her, the weakness being debilitate, there are not many champions who have access to debilitate. Like, I only can think of 3 offhand. Leave a comment below if there's more, but we only have 3 that I can think of, and right now she's a tough counter. She's a tough counter, and she doesn't need to be awakened. If she is awakened, I don't think she needs high sig. She's fine at sig 1 because you automatically gain that access to that charm spell, which makes her spell effects last longer, or enchantment spells effects last an additional 10 seconds. So that's not bad in my opinion. I think she's fine as is. Her prestige is 18,270, so not bad prestige. She's not going to be known for prestige, but I think overall she's going to be an interesting play. Like, she's going to be tricky, and we're going to talk about that, but let's talk about her synergies. She has synergies with Loki and Hela, basically, which gives her another enchantment spell, which is called Flesh to Stone. She has a synergy with Valkyrie, which gives her another spell, which new mutation spell called Shield. She has one with Lady Deathstrike, Psylocke, and another champion that's coming soon, which is not bad. It's also an additional spell, new evocation spell, Poison Spray. And she has another spell coming with another champion that hasn't been announced yet. So I wonder who that could be. I'm kind of excited. And then she has a synergy with Onslaught, Vision, and Hawk, and Thor and Heimdall. Oh, they're okay synergies, not all that great. On defense, she's going to be a problem. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Serpent, a little bit. Not exactly. She doesn't have that you know, indestructibility that Herc has, like she can regen, or like, you know, cheat death mechanic, but she's going to reflect so much damage, and trying to figure out and remove her spells is going to be a challenge. She is going to be annoying in Battlegrounds. I think, in my opinion, she's going to be an instant ban. Archangel and Torch can definitely handle her, but they're going to take damage from it. I haven't really found a really good counter for her yet. I mean, she is a Mystic champion. I'm pretty sure there was one out there, but she's going to be annoying on defense. She's going to be really, really annoying. But I'm pretty sure someone can find a counter. But the fact that she reflects damage and there's so much you gotta look at in the fight, she's going to be challenging. The stat focus I would recommend for her is special damage for attack and special damage for defense, especially since you gotta get her spells and get her ramped up. So I didn't really see anything else that would benefit her as a 7-star, but let me know in the comments below. The relic I think was best for her, I only found one. It was the Juggernaut relic, which also benefits her being unstoppable and other mechanics. So I couldn't find many other relics that she would benefit for. I'm hoping Kabam makes more relics, but the Juggernaut relic definitely did come in handy, especially since, you know, you can make her unstoppable and she can, you know, do more damage that way. So keep that in mind. The Masteries I recommend, and this should be obvious. Mystic Dispersion. Mystic champions gain 12% power each time a buff is nullified or its duration expires off the opponent. This mastery is incredible on almost every Mystic champion, but it's almost a must on Enchantress since her kit is so hungry for power. If you can afford it, running 5 and 5 in this mastery can have huge returns since Enchantress doesn't have to worry about gaining too much power thanks to her heavy attack. So, Mystic Dispersion. And what are my overall thoughts? Well, I think she has great utility. I think she's fine on Awaken. I think she's going to be a great defender, and I think she's unique, meaning like she counters so much and she has so much in her kit and so much she can do, so many different ways to play her. She's just going to be a godsend, definitely a different type of champion, and I love that Kabam made this type of champion. She's interesting, but she also has cons. She's going to be very difficult to learn, and it's definitely going to take some time to learn her because she has so much going on. She has a very slow ramp up, especially in shorter fights, so I don't think she's going to be all that good for like EQ, but maybe for Necropolis possibly. She has a very difficult play style, like trying to figure out what spell you're in and trying to, you know, get the spell you want, trying to remember every single spell, because I think she has a total amount of spells, what, 12 to 15, maybe even more than that. I might be missing some. So yeah, I think when you first pull her, she might be a little bit overwhelming, and trying to learn her and trying to figure out a play style, rotation that best benefits her is going to be challenging. But once you do, you'll pretty much wreck the contest. She's going to be, I can see down the road, she's going to be an amazing champion, like an amazing champion, good on offense and defense. And I don't think I would use a generic awakening gem on her because I don't think she needs to be awakened, but it would definitely help. It would definitely help. So overall, I do like her, and I think she's a solid champion, just difficult to play and a little bit difficult to learn, but once you do learn her, she's going to be unique. So just keep that in mind. It's going to take some time to learn her, but she's a great champion in my opinion. So, but that's a discussion for a different day. If you did like this video, please hit that like button, and for anyone new here, if you can hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Y'all take care. Have a great and wonderful day.